everybody! Little loud. We're back. Welcome
Fine.
back to another episode of the Disastronauts. You know, throughout the week, you would think, the four of us, we got such a great chemistry together. People think we talk all the time, right? But throughout the week, we're a little busy. We barely get to talk to each other, except for these little episodes where we come together and have some fun. And so I feel bad sometimes. I don't ever really get a chance to ask you guys just how you're doing. So, Kyron, how has your week been? How have you been?
Good. I'm a full-time DM myself, Kyle, so I've just been at my computer building dungeons and planning encounters to try to figure out new and exciting ways of killing John.
Something we have in common. How about you, Eric? How's your week been?
I mean, I could complain, but nobody wants to hear that. It's not too bad. Got back into work here to start this week, so less than stellar, but not quite awful.
Doesn't sound too bad. John, how about you? How's your week been?
Died at least twice in the last 2 weeks. Yeah.
I've heard it's
been a whole thing. This week has been a week of healing. Emotionally and physically from the wakes I've had to create in my mind for these fictitious characters rather. But now, Aster, he's totally fine, and he's not in a situation that could lead to his ultimate demise. And I feel as though if I did die this session, that would reflect poorly on you, Kyle. So sure to keep me alive.
Yeah, duly noted. Well, I tell you, I wish I had a good week. My week was not that great. I got this secret shop out in the backyard where I do all my DM and GM prep, and I've let it go to clutter over the past several months, and my old shop vac just went out on me and just stopped working. So I ordered a new one. Came in yesterday. I was excited. I was gonna get some work done. I plug it in, go to turn the power on, nothing. Right? Hell, right? So I look it over, everything's looking right. I check everything, nothing. So I call the manufacturer. I'm not going to tell any names. I don't want to sell anybody out here. But I called the manufacturer, and they give me some walkthrough, and they said, well, maybe something's got stuck, on the motor, whatever. Check it over. It's just broke. I got to send it back. It just isn't going to suck. You know what else isn't going to suck? Tonight's episode of the Disastronauts.
Is that what this is for? Is that what that fucking cold opening is for?
Segue, baby.
Fucking like.
I was like, where is
Gorgeous.
this
Like, there's
going?
no way that's what
Gorgeous.
There's no
Gorgeous.
Where the
Oh my
absolute
God,
fuck
he
is this
did.
going?
Yeah.
The
Well,
absolute
guys,
madman.
that's it for tonight.
That's it. Yeah, we can't end on a higher note.
Thanks
Yeah,
for showing up and being
Jesus.
here. We do this every other Tuesday.
Good Lord.
But I mean, it is an episode I am excited for. It's. I mean, we've talked about this before. There's been plenty of times where I come in and I go, guys. I mean, I don't. I've been nervous all week. I didn't know what to. You guys went off script. I don't know what to do. But after
Never
what
said
happened
that.
last
Don't
week,
let him
Never
lie
heard
to
that.
you.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I thrive on people doing shit I don't expect.
after what happened last week, I knew immediately what I wanted this session to be, and I do want to. I've had some complaints. We've checked the fan mail over here at Irrational Radio, and look,
Fan
I,
mail?
I've been told by some that I coddle you guys. Like, Starfinders, it's a lot more deadlier than that. The first two levels, you didn't put them hardly in any danger. I've read the adventure path. And, there's encounters you didn't throw at them. Look, sometimes you just got to go with the role play. But last session, you guys hit level 3. And that means shit's got to change. It's time to, the gloves are coming off, right? It's time we get down to business.
Kyle's also getting ready for his aspiring acting career. You can catch him live at the local Arby's.
I'm excited.
down near the overpass.
I'm excited for tonight's episode. That's all. There's a lot of prep work I put into this. I had planned for it all week.
It sounds like all my bot accounts have been really, really hammering into you.
I really like your thing. Thank you for doing it.
That said, you guys did level up last week at the end. I hated to reward cold-blooded murder, but He isn't made. That's the point of the story where you guys reach the right amount of
In-
level of experience to level up.
Incorrect. My blood temperature is kept at exactly 75.5 degrees Fahrenheit.
Is blood. That is lore. That is canon.
Uh, that being said, let's go ahead and jump back into where we were at. I'm not going to do a whole recap of last session. For those of you first joining, these guys have found themselves in a bit of a pickle. They've come back to Absalom Station, forced back to Absalom Station via the Evgeny Jameson Corporation calling back their ship, the BD 514. And they have just, when they arrived, their ship was taken from them. They were told that, or Arnott was told that Caesar was told, actually, all of you were told that your employment was pending some review of your latest escapades, and you were given some temporary work with Lord St. John, as well as some free time to do what you want, where you want on Absalom Station. Aster calls up, or Aster has some contacts. He knows about a cool happening place down in the puddles called the Click Clack Club, which you guys travel down to, and it was a really cool place. It was like
Like a
Space Dick
retro
Busters.
Yeah, right.
Which I was excited for you. I wanted either some VR games you guys could
Right.
have played or something, but no. Upon arrival, in an attempt to find out and kind of flux his powers a little bit, learn a little bit more about himself, maybe reach out to someone and test some of his abilities. Mark inadvertently killed a man.
Yeah, I killed a guy.
And in the chaos that ensued, you guys ran out of the Click Clack Club, ducked into an alleyway where you confirmed and watched as this poor Lashunta man's body just gave out and he died. Aster, you all freaked out. I mean, obviously, this is not a
We
good
are on
situation.
we're on parole right now. Also, like,
Exactly. For
don't
you
do
guys to
anything
be in.
sketchy.
But Aster, you had some contacts. You called up a number. You talked to an old buddy who, upon hearing your voice, you could tell he was, one, surprised to hear from you, and two, very happy to hear from you, as he threatened, or friendly reminder to you that the next time that he saw you, he was going to kill you. And that is where we're coming in to tonight's episode. Aster, as you hang up the phone, you kind of get this 1,000-yard stare as you're remembering your past exploits with this gentleman, who his name to be Salam Martin Ethicast, and he's the owner of Sal's Recycling Services. But so you're thinking back on your exploits, and the camera pans in on your eyes as we're watching you kind of remember everything. However, Mark, make a perception check.
Alrighty. I'm good at those. Really good. Actually. Very, very, very perceptive. As you can see. 16.
16. Mark, as you glance down at the now lifeless corpse of the Lashunta man whose life you just ended, you notice something a bit odd from where the wound on the head, or a little of a wound on the head from where he fell onto the ground. And looking in, you can see there's some electronics kind of showing through. Um, and then without even you knowing it, your memory storages begin to stir. Your vision goes black. The other two, you see Mark just shut down. In a matter of nanoseconds, the dank, dark, and dimly lit cobblestone corridors of the puddles gives way to another dimly lit hallway. Fluorescent lighting flickers softly, casting a dreary ambience to the metallic gray walls that make up the hallway you, Mark, now find yourself standing in. How did you get here? This isn't the puddles. You make an attempt to move your body and are shocked to find that you are organic. What's worse, you don't have any control of your motor functions. A series of fragmented code appears in your vision. It passes in a flash, but you understand what just happened. In the corner of your vision, the words that confirm your assumption appear. Memory download complete. Commencing memory playback. Memory module 1. Your body shuffles forward down a dimly lit hall. Directly ahead of you, the hall comes to an abrupt end at an intersection where a lone plant has been placed next to a water cooler, an elevator, and some cart of some kind. The body you now find yourself in continues forward, and as it gets closer, it becomes apparent to you that this cart contains some industrial cleaning supplies: a broom, a mop, trash bags, wet floor sign, a janitor's cart. One of your hand reaches out and grabs the mop, and you find yourself mopping this mysterious corridor. A few moments pass. A panel near the elevator door lights up, and the body you find yourself in glances at the display. 1, B1, B2, B3, R. The indicator light above the elevator flashes again, and with a whoosh, the elevator door opens, revealing the interior in which a half a dozen or so more individuals begin to exit, each and every one of them wearing the same clean and pristine lab coat and slacks. One by one, they pass by you, oblivious to your existence. Morning. The words escape your mouth without direction. No one seems to mind or care. They continue down the hall. As the last one passes by, you notice the insignia embroidered on their lab coat, along with a few familiar words. Evgenia Jameson Research Division, building a better tomorrow, today. This memory comes to a sudden end. A quick transition commences, and once again, the words appear in your upper display. Commencing memory playback. Memory module 2. The hallway disappears, the people gone. Once again, you find yourself in a dimly lit corridor. Once again, flickering fluorescent lighting on metallic gray walls. The hands of the body you find yourself in and yet cannot control are now grasped onto the cart from the previous memory as you stop in front of a nondescript gray door. You catch the glimpse of the information panel beside the door as one of your hands reaches out to open it. Evgenia Jameson Research Division, Electronics Lab. You find yourself entering. You see that this lab contains about 2 dozen desks or so, each with a computer terminal and various accoutrements. From the blue light that appears to be emanating from one or two of the desks, it would seem that a few of the computer terminals remain active. The body you find yourself in enters the room and slowly begins its rounds, making sure to stop at each of the desks and emptying the trash into a bag on the cart, occasionally pulling out a dirty rag from somewhere behind you to scrub at odd water stains or two on the desk. The body then moves to one of the desks containing an active computer terminal. It pauses. You glance towards the door you entered from. There's nothing but silence and flickering fluorescent light on the other side. You sit at the computer terminal and begin exploring. Several documents flash by. The body you find yourself in is looking for something. An image appears on the terminal, schematics of some kind, starship schematics from the look of it. There's a click, followed by a brief flash. Your vision instinctively glances down towards your chest pocket of your coveralls, and you can barely make out the pinprick sized hole in the tiny lens of a camera that is hidden within. Your hands quickly closes out of the documents, and you stand up and push your cart back out into the hall. You stop for a moment. Your hand reaches down to a pants pocket and quickly produces a lighter and a pack of cigarettes. You glance down the hall to the left, then to the right, expecting no one. Yet, at the end of the hall to the end of the hall to the right, a door is slightly ajar. A light flicks on. The lighter and cigarette are quickly stuffed back into your pocket as you find yourself turning and making your way towards the open door. You peek inside. Within, a small framed human woman sits at a desk, her blonde hair pulled up into a loose bun. She's dressed head to toe in an immaculately clean and pristine white pantsuit. Before the body you now find yourself in has time to react, she looks up at you, lowering her horn-rimmed glasses as she speaks. You must be the night janitor, Mr. Wayland Demaret, right? May I call you Wayland? You find yourself responding. Yes, ma'am. Wayland is fine. Well then, Wayland, do you know who I am? No, ma'am. Are you one of the scientists who work here? She smiles and lets out a slight chuckle at the ridiculousness of this question. No, Wayland, my name is Elaine Risora. I am the Vice President of Evgenii Jameson and Lead Executive of Research and Development. But I suspect you knew that already. Her smile fades as she swivels in her chair, her attention now entirely on you. Ma'am? Mr. Demeret, Evgenii Jameson Corporation is very protective of our intellectual property. We take corporate espionage very seriously. Tell me, Mr. Demeret, would you care to guess at what we do to employees that remove classified corporate documents from our servers? Miss Rosora, I don't. Mr. Demeret, let me stop you there. Whatever half concocted excuse you're attempting to regurgitate right now is a waste of both your time and mine. I know, we know about the cam dot you have hidden away on your person. Our exceptionally trained security personnel have been monitoring you for quite some time. This isn't the first time you've absconded with classified material. Oh, I know all about you, Mr. Demeret. I've had a peek at your financials. It would seem that you have found yourself accruing quite a bit of debt, mainly as a result of expensive court costs and lawyer fees. Let me guess, Mr. Demeret. Marital problems? I suspect as much. Tell me, Mr. Demeret, is the stability of your marriage worth the job and the criminal record? Because if I filed this report, her attention turns back to the computer terminal in front of her and she swivels the display in your direction. Along with the documentation that appears on the screen, you see a repeating video playback of the previous room, along with a quick flash of the camera. You can also now see that the face of the body you find yourself experiencing is the Lashunta individual whose life you have just ended. I can assure you, Mr. Demeret, by this time tomorrow, your employment with Evgenii Jameson will come to an abrupt end. We will press charges, of course. I expect your lawyer will be ecstatic to take on one more case of yours. Now, Mr. Demeret, I am nothing if not a reasonable person. I know that it was only a matter of time before one of our unscrupulous competitors would begin pining for information on one of our current research projects. This isn't the first attempt at using one of our employees to commit a nefarious act against the company, and it certainly won't be the last. I don't know how much they offered you, and frankly, it's immaterial. Honestly, none of our competitors are even remotely a threat to our market share. However, there is the outstanding situation with what to do with you and your transgressions. You look frightened, Mr. Demeret. There's no need. You can relax. Fortunately for you, I am feeling generous, and even more fortuitous for you, Evgenii Jameson Corporation has permitted me the use of our discretionary funds account for situations just like this. Let me tell you how you can walk away from this very unfortunate situation a very happy man. Suddenly, the memory playback sequence stops. The face of Elaine Razor shifts and warps. A reticle appears around Elaine Razor's face, and another series of coding flashes by. More words fill your vision, and at this point, this is where I'm about to blow your fucking minds. Facial scanning sequence initiated. Analyzing. Facial identification confirmed. Authorized user confirmed. Greetings, Elaine Razora. Temporary restricted memory archive access granted. Ending playback of current memory sequence. The scene in the office pixelates to the point of a jumbled mess. Elaine Razor fades from view. The body of Waylon Demeret fades from view. You find yourself in utter pitch black darkness. Initiating restricted memory sequence playback. Project Emergence. Devlog 115-B. Silence. Blackness. Nothingness. A sense of familiarity stirs within you, but further access restrictions prevent you from delving deeper. Suddenly, the silence is broken. Loading droid, designation prototype Alpha 2. Bring yourself online. An array of letters, numbers, and algorithms rapidly splay across your view. You feel your ocular cameras initiate their booting sequence. As the aperture focuses, you find yourself meeting the gaze of Elaine Razora. She is not alone. An entourage of men and women, all dressed in corporate attire, attend to her. Once again, a wry smile curls on her lips as you find yourself finalizing your booting sequence. She turns and commands her attention towards a middle aged human gentleman in a sleek and slick three-piece business suit. His well manicured hair slicked back and a pencil thin mustache adorns his face. The informational display in your retina immediately recognizes the individual. CEO and Director of the Board of Trustees of Evgenii Jameson Corporation, Mr. Alec Jameson. Elaine continues with her presentation. As you can see, Director Jameson, Project Emergence has begun to show great improvements. There are, of course, a small number of intelligence protocols we still have to evaluate, but our latest batch of fluid infusions have shown markedly increased compatibility with Alpha 2 Singularity Cortex. The man identified as Alec Jameson steps forward and runs his hand across the chassis of the loading droid designated Alpha 2. As he does so, you don't feel anything. Remarkable, simply remarkable. Tell me, Miss Rizora, what design implementation changes have led to this increased response? Elaine steps forward and turns to address the small gathering of executives. As per the instructions left behind by my predecessor, the primary goal of Project Emergence has been and continues to be recreating the technological anomaly that led to the emergence of the entity we now know as Triune. Many theories and hypotheses have been presented. Regrettably, much of our information regarding the emergence of the anomaly is strictly conjecture. We are, of course, limited to post-gap information, and due to the deification of the anomaly, most of the information we have has an unfortunate religious undertone, much to the chagrin of my predecessor. Previous attempts to recreate the anomaly from a purely technological position has produced little to no significant results. I am, however, always and forever have been a proud Callistrocrat. While I've devoted my entire life to practicing the tenets of Callistrad, Callistrad has determined the course of my life's work to be that of a corporate executive. Many in my family have been guided towards more significant paths of devotion and worship. My father, rest his soul, was one such disciple. One could say that the tenets of Callistrad coursed through his veins. And it was that line of thinking that led me to my discovery. The immense processing power of the singularity cortex required an exorbitant amount of liquid cooling, as you are all aware. My predecessor required and tested a litany of liquid cooling infusions, some which were moderately successful with lubricating and cooling the singularity cortex. However, none of them were successful with the integration process. The goal of the project, as stated before, is the recreation of the sequence of events that led to the formation of an emergent consciousness that, if our history is to be believed, ascended to deific proportions almost immediately upon its arrival. Perhaps the key to understanding this creation of this anomaly lay not in the technological achievements of the singularity cortex, but on the innate forces of the universe that caters and bends to the will of those beings who wield such immense power. I found myself considering approaching our problem through faith, not science. The difficult part was how to combine the singularity cortex with something as nebulous as faith. And I believe I have discovered just such a method, a liquid cooling fluid infused with faith. When we introduced this fluid in the Alpha 2 Singularity Cortex, it responded almost immediately. That is quite an achievement, Mr. Sora. Your value to the company exceeds even my wildest predictions. If this project is successful, I will personally see to it that your executive compensation package is updated to accurately reflect your recent success. Though I am curious, what is this faith-infused fluid you've managed to acquire? Well, before I answer, Director, I have a question of my own. When has Evgenii Jameson ever let the ethicality of something stand in the way of profit and progress? Never. Blood, Director. We've infused Alpha 2 Singularity Cortex with blood, specifically the blood of the devoted, those who have pledged their life to worship. How much blood? Elaine Razora smiles once more. For this prototype, approximately 5 liters. However, since the inception of Project Emergence, we have made several significant improvements to the design. This prototype's design is now obsolete. With our new design, we've managed to up the efficiency of the cooling factors and have cut the required infusion liquid supply in half. Come, let me show you the second generation of Project Emergence. Unit production is already underway. This way, I think you'll be quite impressed. Alpha 2, resume standby mode. Your vision goes black. Memory playback, devlog 115B, end. Temporary restricted memory access, archive access, removed. And nanoseconds later, your vision returns to you, and you find yourself back in the dank, dark alleyways of the puddles with your companions and the still, lifeless body of the Lashunta you now know as Waylon Demaret. How's that for an opener?
The coldest open.
shit.
Yeah.
Fuck. Hey, are you with us? Hey, snap
Im-
out of.
Imaginings like these will wash away the filth and grime of this earthbound existence.
I don't think anything's gonna wash anything away in this dank alleyway.
What?
I refocus. Mark looks around and goes, "Yes, I have returned to now."
Right. Where were you previously then?
He
Where are
motions
you
to the
returning
man at the
from?
ground. I was, for a few moments of his life, inside Waylon Demerant's head.
Huh.
I feel like I should have a lot of questions, but
Sorry. So, that's that's a troubling development, to be sure. But to sort of refocus on the more immediate crisis, aside from your emerging, potential insanity or psychic ability, whichever, who's to say, right? How's the call with the body retrieval folks go? Are we set up on that account?
it's totally fine. Nothing's the matter.
He sort of switched off right as you finished the call, and then we've
I
been trying
have
to wake him.
a question that I need an answer to.
Sure.
Does either of you have a knife?
Well, for what
Um,
purpose exactly do you need a cutting implement? I mean, as I regularly carry my.
I would like to perform a dissection upon the corpse here in this alleyway.
Yes,
I
not here.
I don't know.
fear.
Yeah, that sounds like what we'd call in the business a bad fucking call.
I
mean,
believe it is necessary that I find the information that I seek before your companions arrive to dispose of this individual.
that's
Sorry,
right.
what secret? What information are you seeking exactly?
I have just learned by unlocking memory archives that I am the first generation of something called Project Emergence, as created by the Evgenia Research Electronics Lab. I would like to see if Waylon Demerant is the second generation of such emergent machines, or if the metallic object in his head is simply a memory recorder and receiver.
Sorry, it was.
Now
So
hold
he
on.
worked at the place where you were developed then, or
Yes,
something along
he
those
was a
lines.
janitor and a
Ah.
thief of information.
Well, you know that it's like off the rip.
No, I was able to access some of his memory files and download them and then watch them.
Does it does he's got like computer brain parts?
It's got silvery bits in the wound that he got when he fell. But that is, I want to see if it goes all the way through.
All right, Mark. How about this? I'm going to take a little look in your noggin, see how things are clicking along in there. How does that sound?
I would rather if you take a look inside his noggin.
Right, but that tends to be a very messy process, and I can, just kind
It
of.
will be less messy if it is a mechanicoid wrapped in some kind of synthetic flesh.
Sure, but you're full of blood, and he seems to have a fair amount at his disposal as well, from what I've seen here.
I am going to do a quick volume reading. How much blood has come out of this guy?
Oh, not a whole lot yet. He's not bleeding heavily from the head.
That was just fell, right?
Yeah, that was
Right.
just from where he fell, and you just saw that it was hard in the fall that it cut back skin and
Right.
hair, and yeah.
Well, if we can just point that out, then I guess we can see.
I mean, you guys looking at
Make those
if you
two.
look at the body, you can see the electronics
Sure.
underneath.
Okay.
Underneath it all.
Let him take a peek.
Look,
It's not gonna do much now. It's not like he's gonna die from it.
Sure, but I mean, yes, spreading more of his viscera across this alleyway is perhaps not.
I will be very
the best.
clean.
How about I take a look? If he does, as it appears, have his, robotic brain parts, I may be able to do some effort without actually cracking his skull open. How does that sound?
Very well. I will keep an eye out for anything that may be suspicious.
Other than yourself,
Sure.
obviously.
Right, yes.
Correct.
And then he will turn and kind of drop down on his haunches and extend a hand over the head case of this apparent robot and use his quick scan.
Using your quick scan, you can see and have access to the first two of those visions that Mark had. The restricted archive one, you did not.
Assuming
But
he can buzz through them pretty quickly,
yeah,
he'll watch them to get a scale for what he's talking about. Just be like, oh, wow. Yes, no, it appears he does have a sort of onboard internal brain hard drive situation going on.
But he is not an awakened machine.
No, I would think cyborg would be a more apt description.
This is disappointing.
That makes me a cyborg too.
Correct.
Yes, I think.
As
If you were
you as
originally
well.
flesh and blood construction, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
it is around this time that your data pad lights up, Aster.
Is that our Uber?
With an incoming call.
It comes back online though because it was offline.
Oh, that's well, how'd you
I
call him?
used Arnott's.
Ah,
Oh,
then
you did.
Arnott, your data pad lights up with the incoming
Oh.
call.
Here, and he'll kind of take the faceplate and toss it over to back over to sorry, Jesus Aster. I don't know.
Jesus Aster is my Jesus.
That's
my middle
his
name.
full title. Yeah.
Jesus Aster. I think that's more Mark's name now. I think that's. All right, yeah, I'll click the sleep button away and see what it says.
Are you doing just audio or video? And video, because both are available for this call.
I'll allow both.
Oh,
All right.
boy.
Well then, if you are doing
But
both,
like with the wall behind me,
yeah, with the wall behind you.
Hmm.
Doing both, you see come through the image of the man you know to be Salah Martin at the cast. I say man because man's probably not the right term for it. But he is this, which I have now shared with you guys on Fantasy Grounds.
Oh.
A lizard, a snake man. I see if I remember the name of him. It is the race.
Iltharian?
Yeah, it's an Ilthasarian. Yep.
Hey, handsome. You still look like you did like 5 years ago. You're like you've not grown a day older. You've gotten some implants. You look very young and handsome.
Aster, this is a business call.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know we're getting recorded.
Now remember, keep the details short and sweet. Puddles, right?
Yeah. What do you think? Third alley past the weird strip joint with the half robot ladies, not the full robot ladies. That's down the street. This is the half ones.
Oh, I think I'm hearing some clickety clacking down the cobblestone. If you catch my drift.
Yeah, that's I've heard those noises pretty recently.
Aster, is that our pickup?
Yeah, this is.
Will you ask him if he is a robot?
I can tell you he's not a robot. I'm looking at him.
There are more of me. I would like to find them.
We'll worry about that when the desiccated corpse at our feet is gone.
So, Aster, I hear tell that you have a friend interested in one of our vacation packages.
Yeah, he's he's grown cold feet since coming all the way over here. He's a little homesick. He wants to go back to the dirt planet.
Okay.
Dirticus.
Let's see. Well, is he looking to take a coach flight, or is he looking to fly first class?
He's looking to be pretty discreet. He doesn't want to be seen. It's one of those business trips.
Okay. You going for the deluxe package?
Yeah.
Aster, we are trying to dispose of a body, not send someone on vacation.
Yeah, you gotta talk in the business sense. This is a business. You remember, Mark?
Did you call a travel agency by mistake?
Not call it traveling. Let me
It's
handle
quite
it.
rude to interrupt someone when they're on a phone call.
Well,
Just pat him on the
my
shoulder.
fee, Aster, for the deluxe package. I need 100,000 hot.
Yeah, we can make that happen. And he'll look up at Mark. Right, Mark? We can make that happen.
Only for disposal of a body, not for any kind of
Yep.
excursion.
Yep. Business trip.
Just
Yeah,
like slamming a hand over the mouth.
Yeah, he keeps covering the webcam too. Yeah, that's doable. Absolutely, 100%. It's really worth it. He needs some time away.
I'm impressed, Aster. You've come up in the world to have that kind of money on hand that quick.
I've done some odd work around. I'm part of a big company now. I'm a salary man, if you will. Um, and I'm always happy to assist my friends, right? Like me and you, we're friends. We're very close friends.
Oh, we're close friends, Aster. I'm proud of you. I never thought I'd see you turn into a straight man. Well,
The narrow. When people look at me, they'll go, "Wow, that guy, he is up and down only, no curves."
I'll tell you what, I'll have my boys bring the truck out your way. Transmit me your location, and it'll be there shortly.
Are you gonna come by, say hi, or
I'll wait till you get here.
Oh, I'm getting there. Do I have to join him to the terminal? Is that what you're saying?
Well, we only provide delivery. Disposal's on you.
Oh, good. Very nice. I sure like that. Yeah, okay. I will see you. Should I bring flowers? Do you like red still, or is blue your new favorite color?
You know what I would like you to bring me?
Uh, my
If you still have it on you.
warm smile.
Yeah, your warm smile. Bring that when you come.
Okay. His
Thing.
lip quivers a little bit.
The transmission ends.
Fuck, oh fuck, shit, fuck.
Aster, I am detecting elevated blood pressure levels.
Yeah, we go back, me and our friend here. Like when I landed on this planet after escaping Grig, I did some odd jobs for him and I. We became close enough, associates, if you will. And then there was a falling out. It was very mutual. It was not my fault. And I think he's wanting the thing that I bought from him legally with money that I gave to him that he sold to me legally over the counter. I think he wants that back, and that would be a problem.
Why?
What
Well,
is the thing?
you see, and he'll clink on Caesar's chest, and a little plate will fall, and it'll show Caesar's core. Caesar looks pretty strung together. He's well built, but he seems to be built from a mismatch of a bunch of different parts. Everything else is a little dirtied. This thing looks pristine still. It looks like it's factory new, fresh, glowing as brightly as possible. You see, he had a bit of a shipment come in, full of spare parts, and being a friend, I wanted to see what's in there. I was, just getting my teeth ground, working on Caesar, and there was a bot in there that had exactly what I needed, and I took what I needed and bought it. But I made some adjustments to make sure he didn't know what that was, and paid him not a lot of money for something worth a very lot of money.
Then why are you afraid? if he has no idea that you have taken this high-value object, then you can return something of smaller value, correct?
No, he knows. He figured it out once he got the bot that he'd ordered that didn't have a core. And I had a working AI droid that did have a core from the same make and model of the one that he had ordered.
So did you steal Caesar? You didn't really
I
even
didn't.
develop
No, I
him.
didn't steal Caesar, but I stole a part that I needed to build Caesar. This thing would have cost hundreds, thousands of credits.
Aster, that was a poor plan.
I don't need your fucking little, like, oh, you made bad decisions, Aster deal, all right? Look at this. And he just points at the body. It's the last one I want to hear that from, but you're right. And now that I need his help, if I have to give this back, Caesar goes bye-bye. So
well, at least he seemed quite interested in helping us out. He seemed quite a jovial
very
fellow.
interested. It's not vendetta worthy at all.
Well, good. I think this should be fine. Then we'll be able to catch up with an old friend of yours and be on our merry way.
Aster just starts heavily breathing.
What if we sent Caesar away before this guy shows up?
The problem is, we're in the puddles, and if someone comes across Caesar, they're probably gonna want him.
Sure.
And Caesar already doesn't work well since my pad's still down. So all he can really do is follow or stay still.
Interesting.
I feel like I might be able to work out a deal with him, but I might have to offer something.
What do we have to offer?
Well, that your cult funds.
With your cult funds, but well, this is kind of your fault, so we'll talk about that later.
I mean, there's at least, it seems, perhaps some blame which may fall on you.
But there's also the deal we made with a dark elf patron.
Sure.
He promised me if we got that deal done, I'd get some time with Greg. And if I take Greg out, I might be able to take the flotilla and get him some ships.
So you are hoping to promise this ex-coworker of yours further gain if he spares your life and Caesar's core.
Yeah, that's about it.
I predict this has a 37.65% chance of succeeding.
I was thinking 20, so that's really good. That's really good odds.
It's favorable odds to me as well.
I have calculated the chance of success by using the metric that you only lose one body part.
Arnott's kind of shrugging like,
He holds up his already robotic arm. Well,
right.
it's it's something that hasn't stopped me before. Right.
Chance of success goes up even higher if we account for keeping you alive in some kind of suspended animation after taking heavy damage.
I like that. Can we try, though, to not have me suffer horrible bodily harm?
Calculating.
Of course. Oh, good. I'm guessing 10%, huh?
We have a 6.6% chance of success by Aster's new parameters.
That was about more what I was
Yeah, that's expected. Okay, good. We're gonna have to play it by ear, and I only have one of them, so
I do not have the physical features known as ears. I have receptors built inside of my skull chassis that pick up sound waves coming through the atmosphere and transmit them to my cortex.
That's kind of like an ear.
that's ear-esque.
Ear adjacent.
It is ear adjacent, yeah.
Negative.
Well, for now, I guess let's get the person here prepared for his journey.
Sure. Is there anything we need to do for that?
We're in
I
an
mean,
alleyway, right?
You are in the alleyway.
Are there trash bags in any of the trash cans?
In a sci-fi space station? Sure.
Aster
We
will.
just had a memory sequence where the guy had trash bags.
It's true. You just said it, so
yes,
it's canon now.
still using trash bags.
They're
Makes sense.
biodegradable.
I don't know what else you do.
Aster will go to one of the trash cans and he'll snap his finger, and Caesar will walk over, pick up the trash can, and turn it upside down, emptying all the trash into the alleyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still it's gonna look the same in here regardless if there's trash on the ground or not. So.
Aster, as I have searched the internet, I have found no topics that pertain to trash bags and trips when disposing of corpses.
Oh well, you see, it's an old sailor's trick. First you put the body in the trash bag, and then you use the trash bag to not arouse suspicion as you're carrying said body to a location.
We could just use the trash can. Points at the can Caesar's holding.
Caesar,
Right.
he'll snap his finger and he'll move the trash can over.
Nice.
Keep the trash bag in though. We don't. blow
Gotcha. You
everywhere.
can add one trash
Not
bag to your
prepared,
inventory.
obviously.
I've been watching a lot of Dexter recently. So,
And you did transmit the coordinates to Sal.
yes, I did
Okay.
transmit him, and I threw Arnott his pad back.
Okay. So in the time it takes you guys to get the body, actually, you know what? We're gonna have to hide this thing. Make a stealth check.
Do that.
It's solid.
Nice.
Dang.
That's really good.
Plus
I
12.
put the trash back on it too.
Yeah, right.
It's just
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
and so
slightly
you
small
take
chunk of booze
the
sticking.
natural 20. You take extra time. You want to make sure it's perfect, because
This
you
is
know
not the first time Aster has had to hide a body.
we may have to explore that later.
I was gonna say,
Uh,
it seems clearly he's very good at that.
But you
You guys
guys,
watch him
you're
methodically
very
do this.
satisfied with the job you've done, and it's around this time that you hear from out of the hall, out of the alleyway, and there is a truck waiting there for you. On the side, it says Sal's Recycling Services.
All right, let's walk to my execution, everyone. Smiles on.
That's
And
right.
Caesar will heft the trash can and walk after him.
If
Right.
that is the new parameter, 84.6% chance.
Oh, great.
Sorry, are we? Oh, good. We're probably all going to die. It's unfortunate. We just got a new employment and so
Just
beginning
smile
a beautiful
the whole
new
time.
opportunity.
Just keep smiling,
Size.
and maybe it'll work.
I cannot smile. I do
You-
not have the facial muscles.
Don't say anything that will make our friends upset, Mark.
That is
Like,
difficult to predict.
I am aware you are very
How
hard to
about
predict.
stick with the can I carry that for you?
Right.
I'm gonna turn
also,
to Aster. May I carry that for you? I
Yeah,
am a
you
loading
can.
droid.
you sure can. And Caesar will hand you the trash can.
Mhm. As you all approach the vehicle, Aster, you would remember, since you spent some time with Sal, of the people in his employment. You would know them to be ethics, ETHESKS.
Oh my god.
Yes, and there are two of them, and they are both in the driver and the passenger seat of this truck. And they look a little like this.
Oh Jesus, they're monkey
Yeah.
dudes.
Yeah.
Oh hey, gentlemen,
Gorilla Grodd.
it's a pleasure. I'm Aster. These are my companions.
I am a loading droid.
And this is our loading droid. I meant companion. I also meant the dead body in the trash can.
He is going on a trip.
Yeah, he is. Very good, Mark. Very good. So yeah, if you boys would be so kind as to take us back to the junk lot, that'd be great.
And the passenger takes a huge drag off of his cigar. Just grunts at you and nods to the back.
Oh, very good, first class. And he'll nod with his head. All right, so everyone just pretend you're part of the scenery at this point. And
I am a loading droid.
And we're going along with you, correct?
yeah, I would
You're
like
sure
you to.
you would
Please,
like us with
please,
yes?
please
Oh,
do,
right,
please.
Okay. I just figured I'd offer in case you thought you could smooth it over.
I would
easier
not be
yourself.
able to do that, and I
For
would rather
sure.
have people that won't try to kill me behind me.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
he'll hop in the back and help Caesar up.
All right. Now this I say truck. Imagine it's like a sanitation truck, like a trash truck. You guys all climb in the back. A few seconds later, you hear the passenger door open and close. The huge gorilla gentleman walks around the back, and as you're all laying there, he reaches up and grabs the latch for the door and slams it shut. You guys go in complete darkness. You hear him walk back around, get back in the truck, and the truck cranks up. At this point, your data pad rings again, or not.
Aster.
Oh,
Aster,
yeah.
Aster. And he like
Yep,
bonks him in the face with it, probably.
Ow.
Right, sorry.
Thank
Here
you.
go.
Thank you.
There's a call for you.
And I'll answer the audio.
I see my boys got to you all right there, Asta.
Yeah, our trip's starting very well. Thank you again for your timely dispatch.
Yeah. Well, I've done part of the job, but before we proceed any further, I'm going to have to see some transfer of funds.
All right, of course. Half here, half there, right?
Make a persuasion check. Diplomacy, I think.
Not good at those. Yeah.
Oh, it's so close to
Oh,
19.
Asta. After what we had happened back in the day, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask for all of it up front. You
Right.
understand?
Of course. That was 80,000 credits, right? Roughly.
No, your memory's getting to you, Asta.
Yeah, it's the implants, they jumble. The 100, right?
100 large.
Mark, if you'd be my guest.
Yes, I am your guest.
Oh yes, this is my money, but he keeps my finances. Would you be so kind as to transfer this gentleman 100,000 credits, please?
Transferring.
And you do actually transfer it?
Yep.
Okay. A moment
Thank God.
passes. A moment passes, and you hear him on the other side. He goes, "Oh wow, I guess you weren't shitting about the money. All right, Asa. All right. Well, you know the deal. When it comes to these vacation packages, I'm completely hands off. The less I know, the better, for my sake and for yours. But to keep my businesses, uh, under the radar, I can't have you knowing the location of the dump. You understand?
Yeah, it's
So,
understandable. I've done this before.
hey, I know. Well, you just hang on tight. My boys will get you there lickety split. And with that, the transmission ends, and you hear the truck begin to take off. You are in the darkness of a sanitation truck for the moment. Is there anything you'd like to do?
If I had olfactory sensors, I believe they would be registering discomfort.
This is about what a goblin ship smells like, so it really just reminds me of home.
I mean, I sat around next to saucers of rotten milk for about 10 years in the BD 514, so this is nothing. Just shrugs.
I'm gonna scan the contents of this truck.
Okay.
Yeah, good call.
Is that a skill you're doing, or are you just looking around?
No, I'm actually gonna use a spell.
Okay.
I'm gonna use scan environment.
All righty. Let me take a look at your feet so I know what you're doing.
Chance of rain, please? No?
Rain? Yeah, I guess if it takes 10 minutes, I'm just gonna scan the truck. I get to learn what atmosphere, gravity, the direction of elements. I get to learn if anything in this area presents an environmental hazard, um, smoke effects, underwater conditions, all that stuff while we're driving through town.
Yep. Well, I will say the environmental atmosphere of this truck is stank. Uh, uh, but as far, I mean, you're on Absalom Station, so there's not much of an environment to be had. You do know, I mean, what's the radius on this? How far can you scan? A
Uh,
mile.
yes.
So there are various neighborhoods and districts of Absalom Station, and each of them, some of them, the more well-to-do ones, the upper ones in the upper top with the glass sphere and everything, they have some what's what I'm looking for, the fake environment, computer generated environments and
Right.
atmosphere. So they're scheduling. There's some neighborhoods that have scheduled rainfalls right now, and so you can pick up on those. Right now, there is a temperature change from the puddles to where you're going. You don't know where you're going, but you were where it was relatively colder and damper. You come to more drier and a little hotter. You can now at this point, after you've been traveling for about 15 minutes, you begin to pick up smoke in the environment, as well as a little bit of radiation. Um,
Just a
anything?
smidge.
Yeah. Anything else?
We are in a space station.
I
Very
get
good, Mark.
it.
You're on the
Unless
ball
this
today.
is like an interstellar garbage truck.
Oh, another 5 to 10 minutes pass, and then you feel the truck slow to a stop. It backs up. You feel it kind of turn a bit and then back up again. You hear the sound of heavy metal being moved, um, almost like a door or a large gate of some kind. A moment pass, the truck begins moving again, and then you hear the sound. Well, no, you don't hear the sound yet. The truck stops. The passenger door opens, and again you hear the footsteps. The door opens up
We
to
have
the compartment.
arrived at your destination.
Oh,
And you can see that you are now in deep within Botscrap. It is a we've talked about this last session. It is a neighborhood on Absalom Station that is filled with recyclers, biovats that take care of breaking down simple waste. This area is known for private junkyards that are hauled there by the salvage union, which Sal is a part of. Um, as the door opens up, you see the same gorilla man from earlier. He motions for you guys to get out.
I'll hop out.
I'm gonna take the trash can and hop out.
Okay.
And
As soon as you all
away.
get out, he shuts the door again without saying a word to either one of you, right? Any of you, and goes back into the passenger side door. Truck cranks up and drives out. As he drives out, you look around, you find yourself in the middle of a large junkyard. There are walls of just broken down scrap, robot parts, electronics all around you. Walls 10, 15 feet high. And as the truck drives out, you see two more gorilla individuals who reach forward and grab a huge, large gate door and shut it close, and you now find yourselves all in an enclosed area with walls of scrap and broken junk all around you. There are two. It's a little darker here than it was in the puddles, but you see there are two lights that kind of emanate into this courtyard of junk that you find yourselves in. And at this point, in the corner of one, you hear a loudspeaker cut on. Aster, I see you arrived. Now, this is the deluxe package you asked for, so I want to let you know that none of my guys are watching you right now. You've got complete discretion. Feel free to dispose of whatever unfortunate being you have with you in any of these locations around here, tomorrow it all gets compacted away anyway. So when you're done, just knock on the door. My guys will let you out.
Uh, and if I find any parts that I might like, would I bring those to you? Perhaps I've got some ideas.
If you find something you want, we can discuss payment.
All right, very good. Thank you. I appreciate your professionalism in this situation.
All right, what would you guys like to do?
Mm,
So I guess would I would I have any sense of a good spot from my past with doing this?
Go ahead and make a perception check, and we'll base that off of and tie that in. There's a bonus from you working here before.
just noticed it's about 10:30. If we want to
Yep, we're gonna finish
call
here in
it
just a
a
second.
day. Okay.
I got a spot. There's I mean, this is one of the from your experience of working with him. You know, there are certain sections of his junkyard where he'll close off for uh, high potential clientele who pay the right price where they can dispose of things. And this is one such area. Anywhere in here, you know, when you dispose, if you whatever you dispose of, it's going to get compacted and possibly melted down tomorrow.
All right, so I think you see that old like jalopy looking spaceship over there.
Yes.
Um,
Ooh.
if we open the trunk, toss that trash can in, close it up, I think it's gonna be okay.
Do you suppose that we could return that to flyable condition?
Don't go down that road. I've been there, and that's what led us here. You know what I'm saying?
There is something that I would like to do first. I'm going to
Oh.
open the trash can and partially drag Wayman out of it. And then
Yes.
I would like to roll a medicine check to remove the memory core from his head.
Okay.
Bold
Sure.
choice. I was gonna just hack a chunk of his head out. So
Yeah, it's less good.
good on you.
So
I rolled a
Can-
12.
Can I help him with this?
You
I
can.
am now trained in medicine.
Oh,
You can help.
Ooh.
So I think you get like a +2 to that roll,
okay.
14.
which brings it to 14. So with a 14, you are. It's not the. It's not, you're not in the best working conditions, and you're not really trying to be discreet at this point.
No.
So yeah, you can with ease, with possible damage to whatever organic.
I
Stuff is still in
imagine that
there.
I just kind of reach into his head and just like.
Exactly, I'm all for that.
Blood and wires
Oh.
come out.
Yeah.
Yes. So you can you have a
Morbid.
subcranial memory cortex. You can add that to your inventory.
Woo! We're getting loot, boys.
Yeah.
But he is now free of his memory archives.
Well, did we pat him down for like
Yeah,
any
shake
other
him and see if he's got any
valuables?
change.
A
Right.
lighter and some cigarettes fall out.
Ooh.
I'd pick up
Wow.
cigarettes. And I think,
I'll take the lighter.
yeah.
Why not? You never know. You might need a lighter.
Hey, can you light this for me? I'll take some cigarettes out.
Absolutely. Those are terrible for you.
Yeah, but so is what we're doing right now. So
That's a fair point, and he'll hand the lighter over to you probably.
I like the idea that there's no mechanical cigarettes in the future. It's just all acoustic, regardless.
Acoustics.
Acoustic cigarettes.
I have electric,
True.
you see?
I
Yeah.
feel like analog is maybe.
Analog.
I don't know. It's still not right. But acoustic
well,
is on. I love that.
I'm gonna shove Wayman back into the trash can and then close the lid and then throw him into the trunk of the ship.
Okay.
Yes. Right. Do we have anything further that we need to?
A couple things are going to happen here.
move to?
As you step forward with the trash can to throw it in the trunk of the ship. Oh boy. What's your KAC?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh man, a lot. No, it's
Big old massive huge
11.
number.
I rolled a natural 20.
Ooh,
Oh.
good. That's
So
a good
let me
thing,
show
right?
you what's
Sure,
going to
that
happen
goes
here.
well.
So as you step forward towards the trunk of this broken down spaceship. You go and reach out to throw the trash can in there, and as you do so, you see the rubble of nearby begin to shake and move. And before you even have a chance to react, this huge metallic claw comes running out and just and slams into you. You're going to take 14 points of damage.
I have been injured.
Oh, good.
Are you still up?
Oh yes, yes.
I was
Okay.
gonna say SP
And
HP.
before anyone could do anything, another huge, large claw comes jutting out. The rubble begins to move, and you see come flying out from this pile onto the ground a little thing that looks a little something like this.
Oh, good.
And then you hear the loudspeaker cut on. Aster, it's payback time.
Hey, this is we can talk this out.
All right, guys. So we will be back in 15 minutes to see us die. So tune in. You wouldn't want to miss that.
Not
No.
again, please, God. Not
Anything's
again.
possible.
Back in 15
John
minutes.
will die.
Yeah,
but,
John will definitely die. Yeah.
You know.
Yep. But we'll be back.
Who knows with the rest of us?
See the brown paper bag.
So you did mention theater of the mind versus always having maps out, and that's another thing. Not every DM is either willing or able to do a full theater of the mind combat system, and not every player is going to be okay with that. Some people want to see the actual layout. They want to see the images. They want to see the map. They want to see the distance. They want it all, particularly plot. So you did mention theater of the mind versus always having maps out, and that's another thing. Not every DM is either willing or able to do a full theater of the mind combat system, and not every player is going to be okay with that. Some people want to see the actual layout. They want to see the images. They want to see the map. They want to see the distance. They want it all, particularly plotted, which is not a bad thing. You do need to know beforehand whether your DM is going to be doing that or not.
As a DM, I rarely map unless it's combat, but frequently combat's just a grid so that everybody knows how far away they are from everything. Though for me, because it's just easier to keep everything straight, I think. As a player, I find it very difficult to, especially with the way combat and most of the abilities are structured in D&D, it's pretty hard to feel like I'm keeping track of exactly what all's happening and going on, and how close am I to this person in relation to this person, and stuff like that can matter pretty quickly sometimes, in some, depending on your campaign. But there are ways to run combat that totally don't rely on those kind of specific distinctions. You can kind of just do the bands, range bands of combat or something that they've introduced into these other systems that take away the specific what square am I questions. And yeah, that's a big difference in play, and how the spells and abilities your characters have translate into what you can kind of do during the combat or during, you know, outside of combat, stuff like that.
Welcome to Big Seeds General Store. We have the largest selection of fantasy-based items on this side of the greater Dandaris River. Why don't we go inside and check out what I have for sale? Let's go. We are now inside Big Seeds General Store. Let's see what I have for sale. Well, this sure looks like a fine selection. We have bananas, onions, dragon eggs, pajama pants, occult statues, daggers, dangerous animals, socks, small figurines, real fake daggers, diplomas, drink koozies, hammers, potatoes. Well, that's just a small bit of our inventory. So you should do yourself a favor and come on down to Big Seeds General Store, where we will treat you like you want to be treated.
As a player, you also need to know what type of game you want to be in.
Yeah.
Whereas a DM is saying, this is the type of game I want to run, let me find players that fit this.
Right.
As a player, you need to know what type of game you want to be in. And I think, like it goes back to what I was saying, inexperienced players won't exactly know the terminology. So, basically the two sides of the spectrum is sandbox and railroad. And then everything in between, you know, there's a place for you. And I think that's one thing is maybe some inexperienced players wouldn't understand exactly what those mean. So basically railroad, as you and I know, that's where the DM is going to tell you where to go in not so subtle terms.
Yeah.
Like whether they have, you know, an interesting character walks into the bar and walks up to you, hey, I have a job for you, needs to be done now. Like, that's pretty much railroad. That's like, hey, here's a quest, go do it. Sandbox is no direction. DM's not going to give you direction. They're going to drop hooks at you. Subtle, sometimes blatant, but they're just going to drop a bunch of hooks. You're in a pond, they're going to throw hooks at you. You do what you want to do. You're in a tavern. They will describe the innkeeper. They'll describe some of the patrons. They'll describe, you know, the environment. They'll describe the band that's playing, the bard that's singing. Some, you know, people are walking in. It's this time of day. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? In a sandbox, I want to talk to this person at this table. I want to talk to the barkeep. I want to look at the board. I want to take part in the band. I want to get drunk. I want to go start a business. You don't have any given direction. There's anywhere you can go.
If you're playing a module, for example, that's probably going to be a little bit more of a railroaded campaign, just because of the necessity of, if you're going to stick to this, you know, structure of plot advancement that's in the book, everybody's got to kind of understand and agree that, like, yeah, when a hook comes up that's clearly pointing toward this main plot line, we're all going to kind of go toward that. And I think that happens in sandbox games after a point as well.
Oh, yeah.
You get to a point where the party has dictated something's interesting to them, and then the DMs, you know, backstopped that a little more, and developed a couple more complications or conflicts that are centered around that aspect of the game. It's starting a business or whatever. You know, that can start to become one of those greater arcs. Like, you can have a larger overarching plot that guides the action and still have room for stuff where you can go off and do silly things in, you know, in the meantime, where maybe, you know, every single action isn't time dependent, so you've got some free time or downtime or whatever that lets you work more along those lines. And so, yeah, obviously these aren't like a binary one or the other thing.
If you're new, generally you would lean towards a railroad side. It gives you more direction. Because as a new player, you're not exactly sure what all of your options are. What can you do? Right. What should you do? I mean, do you want to go and talk to somebody? Do you want a quest? Do you want to do nothing? Like, you don't know. You don't know. You're not given a list of things that you can do. As a player, depending on what you want to do, you need a DM that's going to be trying to run that type of game. If you want the direction, there's nothing wrong with that. If you want a story-driven direction, then that's fine. Find a DM that's doing that.
Right.
The world is full of danger. In every environment, there lurks hidden terrors waiting for their chance to strike. Dr. Gregory Parsnips and his team of hardy adventurers have faced some of the worst monstrosities the world has to offer. And lived. Read their harrowing tales and deeds in Dr. Parsnips' new book, a collection of tales detailing the deeds and courses of Dr. Gregory Arthur Parsnips and Company, featuring a multitude of terrifying and monstrous creatures with which conflict is had. Get your copy today.
Look. No, Sam. All right, fine. Captain, I promise. No, I'm taking this very seriously. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be great. Don't worry. Right here, you know, under the authority of the king, with an announcement, with the intention of serving the public, by the order of the king. I have been instructed to inform you that a small community of goblin refugees from the east have been permitted to live within the borders of the kingdom in compliance with the Green Ear Treaty signed 50 years ago. Which I gotta say, I looked into that and I just want to applaud the stunningly progressive language I found in there. We were only referred to as the murderous little green beasts 7 different times. Great job, everyone. Really, I'm just impressed. It continues. There is no cause for alarm, as the king and his court will be taking every precaution to keep you, your family, and your property safe during this trying time. Yes, because the goblins, that's... you gotta... Yeah, that's what you gotta worry about. No, definitely, that's it.
How should players go about determining what kind of style their prospective DM might be looking to implement?
From a player's perspective, there are some questions you should be asking your DM. The setting is a big deal. If you are talking to a DM who's running a setting that all their players, they're going to be joining sort of a guild or a company or a group of people that are like say a den of thieves or a pirate's ship or something. That gives you an idea sort of for the setting. Are they running a module? Are they running homebrew? Are they running some sort of mix? Are they using a pre-made world? Is it their homebrew world? And that'll give you sort of an idea of what they want to do. So what you need to find out is, are the sessions going to be encounter driven? I guess that's the best way to put it. Because asking them, hey, look, is every session going to be combat, or are we going to have opportunities to roleplay? It seems straightforward, but the main thing is, are they building their game to be encounter driven? If a DM is building their game to be encounter driven, then most of the time, not all the time, most of the time it's going to be that you need to defeat these encounters to progress.
Right.
That tends to let you know that it's going to be more combat oriented. Some DMs, and you need to ask them this question: can you solve? Will they allow you to solve encounters or even combat encounters?
Right.
Can you solve these problems with roleplay?
Yeah.
Do you have that option if your reasoning and your roles line up? Can
Right.
you solve these things with roleplay? If the answer is yes, then they're allowing for more roleplay. If the
Right.
answer is no, which is fine,
Yep.
you're going to have to fight. That means
Yeah.
they want more combat. And I've been in games where I felt, as a charismatic character, that I could persuade some certain bad guys.
Right.
But the DM had the mindset that, hey,
This is
we have to have
rolled
combat
initiative. Yeah.
because it
like-
needs to be exciting.
Yes. Oh no, that's what I was saying. Is that's a really good way to phrase that, or to like come at that, is by saying, "Hey, so how often will I be able to talk my way out of whatever
Yes.
mess we find ourselves in, or you know, think my way out of, or you know, because my answer to that is, hey, if it's reasonable, like you're saying, and the dice line up and all that stuff, yeah, do it.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah.
There are no guaranteed combats, right? But I think there are DMs who are going to say, well, there's going to be some situations where you're fighting, the giants in this are just savage, mean monsters.
Yeah.
And they don't want to hear it, and they're not going to talk with you. And that's what you're fighting a lot of the time. So there aren't going to be a lot of situations where maybe you can, convince them that it's not worth fighting or that there's a better alternative. And
Yeah.
and I think that is like a really important piece of information to get, and a good way to start to kind of figure out where your DM is as far as players
Yeah.
are concerned.
And like I said, there's no right or wrong. It's just
Yeah.
it's just finding your fit. It's finding your group. All of it's viable, all of it's fun. But if you want a combat oriented game and the DM is not doing that, or
Right.
vice versa, you're going to end up with some issues.
That makes sense.
You're going to end up not having fun, and that's the whole point of it.
That's not great.
We're back, everybody. So, yeah, man, guys, I have to come clean here. This can be a character killer. This guy's got some stuff, and he has jumped out of this pile. The scorpion looks like the first boss from Final Fantasy VII. That little scorpion didn't have the tail, but that's what it reminds me of when I came up with this encounter. Yeah, so he jumps out, takes a surprise. Looked exactly like was very well hidden by the rubble. Looked like he blended in almost. Jumps out, takes a swing at Mark, does a hell of a lot of damage, and old Sal comes on and goes, "I told you I'd get you back." At this point, I need you all to roll for initiative.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Oh, good.
All right. Okay.
Why?
And did you roll for Caesar?
I'm pretty
Or
sure
is
he
it-
goes on
You got
mine.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. So you got a 9. Gotcha. I can change that for you. All right. Well, or not, you have the highest initiative, so you get to go first.
Okie dokie. Holy shit. This is absolutely awful. We're all going to die, and it's your fault, Aster.
It's Mark's fault.
That's
I
don't
am
have time for
injured.
this.
I
Yeah,
am injured.
He's gonna run over. Let's see.
Now, we with the exception of Mark, you two can place yourself where you think you would have started off on this map. How close you thought you all were.
I feel like that's probably pretty accurate.
Okay.
The layout worked for me anyway.
right.
But that is, he will run his way up a bit. How do I target people? I always forget.
Control click.
Yep.
Thank you. And he will go ahead and he's going to run up, draw his sword, I believe.
His sword.
He has like tactical. It's a sword cane on paper, but I prefer thinking it's like, I don't know, like Air Force, machete kind of survival knife, longer deal. And so that's Swift, and then he's going to cast supercharge weapon with his action.
Ooh, supercharged weapon. Is that a new thing of yours?
It is a new spell that I got.
Oh, what does that do?
Very
I'd
level.
love to know.
It you supercharge the target weapon if the weapon's next attack hits, provided it's made before the end of the next round. The attack deals an additional 4d6 damage if the weapon is a single target attack, or 2d6 if it's an area.
Wow,
Okay,
that's really good.
So it's nice, and he does have a. I think the feat I took was Mystic Strike, so his weapon counts as magic, I believe.
Okay, good to know.
As well.
Now,
yeah.
if before you attack, if you all want to roll a check to see if you know anything about this creature, we can do that. That's something that kind of comes. It's a bonus that comes a lot with these Pathfinder Paizo games.
Sure.
Can I hit you with an engineering?
I got to figure out what check it's going to be. This would probably be. Let's look at your skills here. Life science or culture.
Okay.
Fuck. I guess life science. Oh!
Ooh, look at that roll.
All right, you all know you've may or may not. You probably never have had any encounters with this creature, but you know it to be an Anacite, which is not technically a robot. Anacites are self-improving constructs. They've created themselves, and over the millennia, thousands of different models have developed. Depending on their roles, they can have any form and can reconfigure themselves to adapt to whatever circumstances they need. Um, but yeah, technically not robot, but what I can give you with those checks, it is considered a construct for role purposes.
All right.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so running up, drawing his weapon, and then using supercharge will be the extent of the turn that I am able to complete.
Alrighty. Mark, you just got sideswiped.
All
what do you
right.
want to do?
I'm going to Disneyland.
I am going to attempt to overload its circuitry. This is an Anacite. I'm going to use Mind Thrust.
Mind thrust, the old go-to.
Will
Oh,
save.
person killer.
All right. It has to make a will save.
Will save, yes.
Let's take a look at what this bad boy's
may
got.
not care too much about your brain magic. Waggly finger.
I will say, not a great will.
Okay, good.
I'll even give you this. There's no bonus to it.
Oh, that's
So-
good. I like that.
What's the DC?
How do I figure that out?
Should show you on the top of your spells. Or if you go
Does
to the
it?
spell and click on the side, like the little
okay, okay.
magnifying glass. You could even roll its
14.
DC for you.
14.
14?
Yep.
That's your final answer.
Yes, sir.
He rolled a 15.
Ha!
So he
All right.
succeeded, right?
Yes, half the damage.
Half
So
damage,
he
okay.
still takes half of the 2d10.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good, actually.
High numbers.
Yeah,
high numbers.
16. So
8 points of damage.
Yep.
I will put that in. All right.
All right. Yeah, and then I'm going to draw my staff, and if I can do that.
All right. Luckily, you all rolled higher than this thing. So, Aster, you are up next.
Nice.
Aster is going to look around frantically and then look down at his pad, and he's going to try an old goblin trick to get it working again. That's
I'd love to know this.
That's called hitting it with his fist, his metallic fist.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's on his arm, so his human fist.
Right.
Human.
Well, goblin.
Goblin fist. Yes, I would like to try to jumpstart my pad back into working if possible.
All right. Engineerings or computers?
You know, I like both. Whichever you fancy, sir.
Let's go with engineering.
All right.
This is a fix-it thing
Oof.
more than a...
Oof.
14.
I'll tell you what. You've managed to... you hit it a couple times. The screen, flickers and flashes. For the moment, it is working.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Good enough. I want to try to get into the creature. I would like to try to hack into it. I have bypass.
Okay.
Oh, not bypass. The other thing. Nope. Guess it's just bypass. So.
Oh.
I am very skilled at getting inside computer systems and electronic devices.
All right. This is going to be your action?
As long as getting it jump started wasn't an action, then yes.
So, I will tell you before you use this, based off your knowledge from earlier, this would not work on it.
Oh, that makes sense. All right. If that's the case, I would like... Are there any old junk systems around that are like flickering on and off, like an old arcade machine? Maybe like an something electronic that is on the brink of working, like semi-working, semi-functional.
Make a quick perception check.
Okay.
You've got a couple things already. You got the lights, the pole lights. That's what's flickering in the corners there. You got 2 pole lights that have not been changed in a while.
Right.
So you got those. Looking around, 12. You see some light coming from behind you. The pile a little bit off to the north there and to your west or your east. You see something in there flashing. You don't know how big. You don't know what it is, but there's something in there. You don't know what's powering it, but you know there's something in there.
I would like to use distracting hack on it.
All right.
Which means whatever it is starts to make a bunch of very weird noises. Think of like an old radio coming back on every now and again, like a voice, some sort of like NPR, space NPR situation coming on and off. Something very distracting.
Oh, it's
not. Welcome to ESPN the Ocho.
So you are trying to do a feint?
So it is a feint, but it uses computers instead of bluff.
All right, go ahead and roll that check.
Ooh.
And help me remember, what does feint do for you?
Oh, that's a great question.
Round, or I think it's flat-footed until...
I think you're right.
It is a feint action, except that it uses computers instead of bluff, and you can apply the benefits of improved feint or greater feint if you have them. I don't.
That's fucking cool.
All it says here is when using this weapon to feint, you gain a +2 bonus to your bluff check. Well, that's good to know. You're trying to distract them. I get that.
Right.
You rolled a 20. There's a distraction that has happened. So what would you like? Was that your?
That would be my action.
Your action. Anything else?
And then I will have momentarily, while I still have the chance, I want to set Caesar to combat mode.
All right, good
And
deal.
he will, in fact, take a shot at this thing. He cannot move, but he can definitely take a shot.
Go ahead.
Where are you, Caesar? There you are. He'll pull the goach gun off his shoulder and go for a shot here. Why does it say out of ammo? It's not out of ammo.
Click.
No
click,
way.
Click.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Ah!
You forgot to fill him up, buddy.
I did. So he spins. You hear the. He looks at it. He's like, "Oh," our Aster's like, "Fuck, reload it. I don't know, do something with it." And Caesar will reload the gun.
I love it. All right. Well, it's now its turn.
Oh, good. Is that what we're going with its name?
Yes. That's where I'm going with the name. This damaged junkyard security creature, who you now know to be an Anacite.
I'm just going to call him Anna for short.
What do I want to do?
You are his kin. You are walking in the sky.
Yeah. I'm just a much
more
refined form.
Anakin Skywalker.
It's going to stay exactly where it's at.
That's what I figured.
It's going to pull that arm back, and as it does so, you see these 4 cannons come out of the side. 4 shots go flying out. 1 towards you, Mark. 2 to you, Aster, and 1 to you, Arnott. So let me make those rolls.
Does he provoke for using ranged and melee in this?
He does provoke doing this.
Okay. I don't remember. I can't. Can never switch
All
between
right.
too many systems.
To you, Mark, a 15 to your EAC.
That hits.
That hits. To you, Aster, 22 and a 10.
Are they EAC?
EAC.
One of them hits, one does not.
One hit to you, and for you, Arnott, 22.
Sure does.
All right, so you all take 1 of these shots.
Yay! I hoped you were gonna say 1 damage.
Me too.
I haven't rolled a damage
really
yet.
nice.
Yeah. It's like, oh,
Would've liked that.
those cannons aren't too bad. That's not bad. Yeah, I can take some of those.
Not gonna lie.
Keys.
I rolled max number on the die.
Yay!
That's not good.
You all take 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay.
Sucks, but it's not as bad as I was worried.
And you may take your attack of opportunity if you like, Mark.
Okay, I'm a whacking with my pole.
All right. Yeah, the second one towards you didn't hit, right, Aster?
Right.
All right. I want to retcon that a little bit and just say 1 to each of you, including Caesar, and it missed Caesar.
Okay.
That way, it looks cooler. There's 4 of you, 4 shots.
Whack.
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 21. A 21 hits.
Ah, good. 2 damage.
With 2
Rough.
points of damage.
Bop.
All right. Good to know.
Bomb.
It
Tong.
does not look very phased yet.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
But on the top of the round, Arnott, you get to go again. Actually, all of you make me perception check.
Okay.
Nice.
You all hear at
Yeah.
this point from behind you, and then you start hearing. You hear gunfire behind you from the closed door. Go ahead and take your turn there, Arnott.
Oh, good. What new hell is this we're facing? As he sighs, and then he will spring forth and try to skewer his, this here Anacite with his, probably like crackling with electricity.
Oh, yeah.
The blade or whatever that he's about to run through him, and
As you
here's
run up next to
hoping.
me, I'm going to say, Arnott,
Yes.
2.6% chance.
Tops. As he lunges forward. Let's see here if I can actually make this happen. Ooh. Hold on. Never mind. Didn't need to do that. Phaseblade's like the same thing as that Mystic Strike does. Didn't realize that. Right. So the attack, sorry.
Yep. And let me know if this is against KAC or EAC.
This would be against KAC at the moment.
Okay.
I think it'll automatically do that for you when you attack.
Yeah, I can change it. God damn it. I have a swift to spare though, don't I? Okay. No, I am. I'm gonna go ahead and cast the Phase Blade here, which is a swift, and it lets me. Oh, it doesn't actually give you the list, but it lets me attack EAC instead of KAC.
Okay.
As well. I will do that, then attack for real now. Rough. Say nat 1.
A nat 1. Well, I have to tell you, that is not going to hit.
Is that right?
It's not. And
Also burns my goddamn supercharged weapon. Too. Rough.
oh, you hate to see it. You hate to see it.
Arna,
Unless you-
Both of those spells. Yes.
100%.
you missed your target by 6 inches.
Thank you, Mark.
You should
Appreciate the active
recalibrate.
update. I will do that immediately.
Try choking up on your weapon.
I will stab this into you. You're much softer target.
Oh, was there anything else you want to do on your turn?
That is his whole turn. The
All
move, the
right,
swift, and
Mark,
the,
we are back
damage.
to you. How are you looking, buddy?
I have been injured. I am going to continue to mind thrust him.
All right, go ahead.
Seems to be effective.
Will save for me, please.
Will save. All right, like I said, not his best save.
I got 14. So, you know,
You got
there's
14.
that.
He rolled a 13.
Woo!
That is a failure.
Full damage. How about that?
Nice. I
Okay.
did more damage the first time.
Yep.
You know,
good.
Sometimes
Fun.
it happens that way. Anything else?
I am
that all you-
going to just turn to my companions and say, look at the past with its endless succession of empires, and you can see the future.
Yeah, ours is burning down.
Aster, you are up.
So, Feint makes him flat-footed against me for my next attack.
Good to know. Thank
Did
you.
look this up.
Thank you.
So, I will be doing an attack. Aster will quickly whip out his semi-auto pistol, and
Whoa.
he'll take semi-auto, and he'll take a shot.
I am semi-hard.
Me too. I'm fully hard actually. Well, part of me is hard. My arm's metal.
I am a construct.
If you're not watching the show, why? This is great entertainment.
Oh, good.
Hit our dick joke.
He's flat-footed.
He is flat-footed.
What does that do?
You rolled a
Takes their
10.
dex bonus away.
Did.
Yeah, that does not hit.
Oh, good. Very good. Very good.
My
not hit.
companions, please deal damage to the aggressive
I'm-
creature.
Trying so hard.
We are
is
back to its
that what
turn.
we're
Oh,
meant
no,
to
Caesar.
do?
Oh, Caesar, you're right.
Caesar.
Alright.
Yep.
The Gulch gun is going to fire off now that he's finally reloaded it very quickly. Why did it roll twice?
Nice.
Full
Don't-
attack, probably.
Oh, because you targeted on two different things.
I think it targeted me.
Nice. You
Oh, no,
wanna
he
avoid
targeted
that.
himself.
Okay.
But the first attack against it hit, right?
A 19 against KAC?
EAC.
looks like.
Against
EAC.
EAC. That is
Ooh.
a hit.
Oh!
Okay. Which means I get to deal damage.
You do.
Watch out for those self-inflicted wounds.
Right. Incredible. 2 damage, everyone.
Nailed it.
The shotgun bucks off and it
How does
clinks
it do-
against its armor, leaving a few sputtery marks, but nothing crazy. And that is, I think, all I can do.
All right. On its go again. The Anacite. From behind the 4 cannons, you see these 2 metallic-looking wings come out, and it takes to the air. It's going to fly.
Does it provoke?
It does provoke. It does.
I get to bonk it.
From both of you.
I might get to stab it.
Bonk. I did not bonk the creature.
Our rolls are not great tonight.
This is not a good.
Oops, that rolled 2 for some reason. Also stabbing myself.
All right. Well, I will take the one where you targeted the bot, which makes it a hit.
All right. I appreciate your understanding. Things are dire, but it's not that bad.
All right.
Woo.
So a little more damage to it. It is.
Hey, looks. Yeah.
It's looking kind of rough now. But
All
it
right.
has taken off, flown over, and you hear behind you. It landed behind you there, Aster. And
I
it's
look
going-
over to Mark and Arnott. It's right behind me, and then
as it
Affirmative.
goes with the melee strike with the arm slash.
It's actually mid-swing. Yes.
What is your KAC?
it is 15.
Miss.
Pretty good. It's too bad.
You turn and duck just in time as it goes to swing on you. Oh, he did not like that. Back to the top of the turn order. We go to actually go ahead and make another perception. Well, no, we'll keep the same perception check. You hear the gunfire come to an end in silence.
Right. That's either good or bad for
Likely
us.
bad.
I will say you do recall that neither one of the driver or the passenger in the truck had any firearms on them that you could see.
Or the other 2 that escorted us here.
You don't. Yeah, the 2 on the outside the gate. You're not sure. You didn't get a good glance on them.
Okay, cool. I will. Oh boy. I guess. Let me see if I can. Sorry, I got to see if I can. Doesn't have to be melee by the look of it. So he's gonna cast Phase Blade on his pistol now.
Okay.
With a swift action.
Phase blade on a pistol.
Oh well, I guess I targeted him with that. Whatever. But it kind of crackles with some energy that feeds out of his his arm, I imagine, as he. Oh shit! I've got to draw that. That's another swift. So never mind. He wouldn't be able to cast that this time.
Good to know.
Take it
Thank you
all
for being
back.
honest.
Damn. But he will go ahead and shoot with his his pistol regardless. From here, Jesus, what's that like?
Yeah, we're not great tonight.
Man.
Ooh, sorry, Caesar.
Cool.
Look alive.
I knew this was going to be a challenging fight, but I was hoping you guys just wouldn't roll. Yeah, these terrible rolls.
Wow.
That's rough.
Yeah, maybe watch where you shoot next time.
Oh, it's fine.
I'm gonna have to replace his foot.
It's
Mark, we are back to you.
All right. Mark is gonna just tisk, and he's gonna use his telekinetic object to grab a bunch of trash and throw it at this thing.
All right.
Whoops. A ranged attack against its KAC. How do I do that?
You click on the
main page. You should have a ranged box.
Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. I do not hit the thing with trash.
Jeez.
I missed it.
You just you pick up a lot of trash, but it's like this rubble. It's not even that heavy. It splays across his face. He just shakes it off.
I am helping.
Aster, this big motherfucker is right behind you.
Good. Okay. Everyone, cover your ears. Mark, you don't have them. We talked about that.
Disconnecting auditory sensors.
Good, very good. And he's
They're
going
going
to
for
whip
that.
out one of the grenades from his belt.
Yep.
He's going to pull the pin and roll it underneath the thing. So to make sure, it says it has a range of 20 feet. Does that mean throwing distance, or does that mean distance of
So.
explosion?
I think burst whatever is the range of the explosion.
Yes.
15-foot explosion.
That
Yes.
would hit you.
Hold the phone.
You'll want to throw it past.
Yeah, I
them.
want to throw it behind it.
All right. I will say you know how grenades work.
Like around here. I want to roll it
That's
underneath
very
it like a bowl.
generous of you, DM.
It is very
Thank
generous.
you.
That's nice of you.
Thank you very much.
Friendly,
All right. So you
friendly
don't have to make a
assumption.
roll or anything, or an attack or anything with this. You throw it.
It's versus KAC is what it says.
All right, we're going for. So you have a specific spot on the ground you're aiming for.
Yeah,
We will go with the KAC of the ground, which is 10.
I think it's the explosion against them.
It probably is the explosion against the thing. Okay. There's an action. I think there is an attack for it, because when I have it in my weapons, it does say attack.
All right, well then roll the attack.
Ooh.
Hey, nice.
You
His head
you
explodes.
hit exactly where you aim at, and it.
Wow.
Wow.
Doesn't do much.
Why do
apparently.
it be like this?
Why?
He's looking pretty hurt.
Oh.
Looking pretty hurt.
And then he'll snap his finger again, and Caesar will bring up the shotgun and take another shot.
Go for it.
Oh, please.
Please God.
Please. Don't shoot yourself.
I will not. Not again.
Important to avoid that.
Oh, boy.
Guys,
Caesar shoots the ceiling.
I don't want to kill.
I shoot the grenade.
At the end of your
help.
go.
Help. Oh my God, help.
Ooh.
If I start believing in Triune, will it work now? Like, will he come down and help us? Oh, good.
Just
What the fuck's the good of it?
percentage chance negligible.
It's going to go for you again, Aster.
Right, but nothing's impossible.
Incorrect.
As same thing, melee arm attack. This huge pincer metallic claw just goes swiping at you, lightning fast speed. $11. Miss.
All right.
Oh, so you're in a pissing contest here. You're dodging and weaving. Maybe you do a little tumble flip over as it comes flying at you. No, you're kind of an old crotchety guy. You probably don't do that kind of stuff.
He's like Yoda.
He's
He only does it when he needs to.
Right.
but that's going
it's
to
entirely
end its turn. Top of the round, you all hear from behind you, except for I think Arnott, you might have turned. We'll say you and Mark both turn when you go make your attack on them, and you turn to shoot. Obviously, you see the gate begin to open. But
Oh.
back to top, Arnott, we're on you.
Again, either good or very, very bad. And he'll. Oh boy. I'm gonna be really upset because I know if I use phase play, it's gonna not hit. But if I don't, it will. And either way, I'm gonna be pissed. But I guess
It's a real Sophie's choice you got going on there.
yeah. Either way, it's gonna be disappointing. Is that if I'm there? Is it adjacent? Is that how that works? Okay, cool.
You are Jason. Yes, it is a large creature.
Gotcha. So yeah, he'll run up and he will go ahead and fucking burn the stupid spell slot to cast friggin' phase blade so he can.
What
attack
kind of
me
damage
with
is
it.
this? Will this do? 46, you said?
No, it's supercharged weapon only lasts
Oh.
until the end of the next round.
Phase.
So,
So you're just doing a regular attack,
yeah, it's just another attack, but I
and it's
figure
what, a 1d6, 1d8 you do?
1d4. It bleeds as well. That's the only
I was
thing.
gonna see if you.
But it
I'll tell you
doesn't.
if you had a chance of killing it, but I can't tell you that now.
Right. But yeah, so he'll run up. It's he casts phase blade as he goes and
Yep.
hits a so it's against EAC. Hey,
Is
14.
EAC
Yes.
just hits?
Boom. How about it? Solid. Love it.
I think we're learning that we need
Life
to
is
upgrade our
suffering.
equipment. Maybe it might be time.
It might be, yeah. It might be time to take a stop somewhere if you
I'm so
survive.
upset. It doesn't bleed, does it?
Can it bleed?
No, it does not. It is
It
a
bleeds.
construct
Okay.
and has construct immunities.
Oh shit.
Just like it would.
Mark
too.
2.
Does it take psychic damage then?
What would you like to do, Mark?
I'm gonna move here.
Okay.
How do I move again? Control.
I
He
confirm
confirms
it
it, I
here for you.
think.
So there.
Oh, okay. Oh, one more.
One more.
5 more
I
feet
got you.
down.
Yep.
I'm gonna burn one more spell slot. I got one more after this, and I'm gonna try to burn its circuits out by giving it a little tickle.
Okay. Another
Old
mind
circuit.
thrust?
Yep.
All right.
Circuit tickle.
Circuit tickle.
I don't like it.
Wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom saving throw. Again, not his highest.
That's why I'm burning it.
You've said it a lot, but
I know.
the roll.
But I like to make it dramatic.
Right? It's nice. I like it.
What kind of damage do you do with this?
It's 2d10.
If he fails?
Yeah. At half if he succeeds.
I will tell you, you have the chance of killing it here.
All right.
Depending on what he rolled. He rolled a 10.
All right. Let's do this.
2 1s. Oh,
Nice.
All right.
16 points of damage. Mark, you step forward and you reach your hand out and you, as you've done many times before, you thrust into the mind of this creature and it begins to shake and contort and twist and all the legs give out and it drops to the ground. A little another shake of his head when it drops and everything is just motionless. You have killed the creature.
I like the idea that it smells like burning electronics.
there's a little smoke coming out of a
Yep.
few panels and stuff.
I have to snap my hand off because it's arc welded itself to the thing's face. There, I knew that would work.
Nice. You know, you're just a day old card reader.
I do not know what you are referring to.
You know, like tarot card. Never mind.
As you're having this conversation, and you see the smoke, little wisp of smoke coming off the body of this creature, the door to the little area finishes open up, and standing before you, you see 3 android individuals in these skin tight latex outfits, silver and blue, with a very familiar looking logo on the front of Evgeny Jameson. All of them have their guns out. One of them steps forward and speaks. Arnott, Dolly. I'm sorry, not Arnott. Dolly, E615-RO.
Yes, sorry.
Caesar, Aster Rix, and the loading droid.
May I carry that for you?
Make a perception checks as he says that, or sense motives. I think it's all in the perception with this.
Sense motive is a separate thing.
Sense motive is separate. Okay.
All right. Ooh, nice.
Oh, mine's a perception. Let me sense motive.
Okay.
Why did it roll twice?
Oh, you know.
14.
You could tell there's a bit of an irony in his voice, kind of a quote unquote, as he says, loading droid, and looks towards Mark. You are all required at the Horse Eye orbital plate. You are requested for a meeting with Miss Elaine Rizora. You are to come with us.
I am
And it's-
disinclined to acquiesce to your request.
Yes, we are sort of under obligation to our new employers now, unfortunately.
You guys look on the ground behind these 3 droids, and you would know Arnott, and possibly you two. Actually, you probably would all know this. This is the Edge Security Force, EDGE, all capital as it's on the logo. The Evgenai Jameson's personal security, corporate security. On the ground behind them, you see the 2 lifeless corpses of these ethics, as well as an unmoving corpse of old Sal.
Hey, just quick question. How did you know we were here?
I am not required to answer that question.
Oh, very good. Another question then. Can you give us like 10 minutes?
Do you know why we're here?
I'm afraid that is above my pay grade. I have been sent.
Excellent.
We are sending a dear friend on a trip.
That's Mark.
No, what we're doing, we sent this thing on a trip, which attacked us, unprovoked, might I add. If that guy was alive, I'd get my lawyer involved. But I guess we kind of got through that loophole.
The file against the estate.
Which guy?
Yeah.
The snake one.
Yeah, you see
Right.
the guy with the fucked up snakes on his head. Yeah, he's the one who was trying to kill us.
Not my problem. If you do not come willingly, we will be forced to take you in captive.
Oh, no. We'll go, right, guys. Like this. We can. We don't have to be, like handcuffed or whatever, right, guys? Right.
I don't think that's necessary. I will need to put in contact with my HR rep at what's it? Goddamn, I can't remember. Armin. I don't remember what our company's called. Not the Golden Circle, but the other.
The quote unquote.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think like Erebani Arms.
Yeah.
Yes.
Aramani Arms. I think that's right. Yes, absolutely. Aramani Arms. There we go. But yeah, as he says, we would, of course, need to let them know what's happening here. I'm sure they'll be interested to hear what's the fate that's befalling their contractors.
I'm sure arrangements will be made.
Sure. He looks around to the other 2, I suppose.
The other 2 point their guns at you.
No,
I know, but they do.
Yeah.
I'm going to very quickly.
I need to do one thing. This is my attack. I have to make sure I have all the information to talk to my lawyers.
And I'm gonna jump up on the thing here, and I want to take out its processing chip if I can.
On the Anacite?
Yeah.
Okay. You can look for it.
I'd like to try. Yeah.
Okay.
Where is the trash can with the body in it?
As far as you know, still in the trunk.
Okay, good. I got it in there. Okay, good.
You got it in there.
I didn't know if that was. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a trash can in a junkyard.
That's
though.
yeah, exactly. I just want to make it more inconspicuous by doing things with it and making it more conspicuous.
Okay.
Can I hit you with an engineering?
Sure. Go ahead.
How's a 30?
A 30 is an excellent roll, and you would get its processing chip if it had one. This is. You're looking around. Yeah, you're surprised they're letting you do this, but you're pretty quick on it. This creature is unlike anything you've heard of anacites, but seeing one up close, it's an amalgamation of various electronic and robotic parts that you just can't put a sense to. It seems to be it's organic life made from metal and parts. It is being a construct. It is technically a living thing. Or living in a sense that it's not technological. It does not have a processing center.
Okay. I don't know what the fuck to do with this thing. Never mind. I guess.
Is there anything expensive? Any expensive components on it that I could just quickly grab?
Yeah, you can pull off some of the metallic plating and
Yeah,
parts to make it.
I could use that to fix up Mark too.
I have been injured.
Yeah, we'll get through it. I'll weld some stuff to you.
Thank you.
Not sure that we have exactly all of the time in the world to deal with.
Yeah, we'll worry about it on the way.
Points of our issues at the moment.
Right.
Gestures toward the guns and stuff. But I think we're ready to go with you if that is required of us.
Great. Come this way, and you will, of course, be required to surrender your weapons.
Oh, good.
Do you have any food?
We'll see when we get to the plate.
This is just a walking stick. It has no offensive capabilities.
All right, Gandalf.
You would not deny an old android is walking stick.
You can make a deception check
No,
with disadvantage.
Yep.
Mark by all means, if you want.
Well, technically not disadvantage.
Oh wait, what is it?
You are injured though. You are injured though.
Yeah,
That's actually pretty legit.
right. Bluff,
Solid
right?
bluff.
Not
Yeah,
deception.
bluff.
Yeah, okay.
No, straight bluff check then. I'll let the injury play in your favor. It cancels out the negatives.
All right, 17.
17.
Pretty good.
So, give me an idea of how you act out using this this stick to keep you walking.
I'm injured. I'm just gonna lean over and just be like, "This is a walking stick. I am injured. My offensive capabilities have decreased by 83%. With the remaining 17, I am no longer a threat to you or any of your armed companions."
He lets you keep the stick.
All right. I'll pull out his,
Whatever helps you get on. Just hurry up.
I'm going to look at Aster and go, wink.
Wait a minute.
Conditional modifier.
Oh, he's saying that he's saying that I have a like a bad eye, like I'm winking a lot because I got
It's a nickname for him.
They call me Wink.
He calls him Wink.
No one called me fucking Wink ever
That's
again.
not right. Here you go, and he'll hand him his weapons.
All right.
Handle first or whatever.
I tentatively try to hold on to one grenade if I can.
All right.
I want to try to sleeve it.
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand it, baby.
Oh, fuck, I'm really bad at sleight of hand.
Oh,
Shit.
man. Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
Nice.
you forgot one.
Oh, I thought there was something weird and like a lump in my sleeve. Oh, I'm very sorry.
All right, so you all give up your weapons and you go willingly?
Caesar as
Yep.
well. Gives over
All right. Well, then you were led out of your little fighting arena there, and you can just see with a quick, as quick as you killed that Anacite, which, I mean, in game terms, it was only a matter of seconds, really.
Yeah.
Not even a minute.
Yeah.
You dropped it down, and within the same amount of time frame, and you can see now there is a ship, a spacefaring ship that has landed in a clearing in this junkyard. Which you would know it's a ship type for the security forces of Edge Security. And you were all led to it and loaded on board. Yes?
As we're passing by my
was
good
wondering if you were
friend's
gonna get to it.
body, is his data pad anywhere visible?
You can search the body. And I will give you that you have there's a data pad, and he will have some items, which I will give to you I'll give it to you after we close off here, because we're about to close off here.
Nice.
But yeah, you were able to you with the time you have, you're able to scoop up whatever you had. These Edge Security, they don't give a shit about these guys. They've left them. The two brutes still have their weapons as well. If you want to take them, I don't know if you do.
What do they have?
Yeah, what are they?
The two brutes have. I got their stats here. They both have tactical batons and static arc pistols.
I will take a static arc pistol.
This is before you gave away your weapons, right?
Yeah, I guess.
It must be, I suppose. Ooh, man. Trying to sleight of hand one out while we're walking by would be like
You could try if that's your game plan. If you want to wait till you
I
walk
think,
by the corpses and sleight a hand, you are more than willing to,
I
or
think
more than
Aster
able
will
to.
try that if you'll allow it. He'll give
Yeah,
that a shot.
absolutely.
Okay. I'm not absolutely atrocious at this. I'm not great.
I
We'll
will tell you,
see.
Sal was unarmed, but he does have some stuff on him.
Pull one off of the brutes.
I will give my pistol up.
Okay.
Ooh.
25.
Wow,
Yeah,
damn.
you are able to. Uh, you see before everyone's getting taken away. You see Aster go and pull something off the corpse of that Anacite. You start walking towards the ship. You see both Mark and Aster check the body of Sal and this other brute. But you wait. There's one more, but you hold off. You kind of hold back a little bit, and as everybody passes by and the attention is off of you, you reach down and scoop up one of the pistols and slide it somewhere hidden. But you are all led towards this ship and loaded on. No restraints. You're just boarded calmly. They have a heavy eye on you, and they remain armed. The two that remain in the back with you, and you blast off and
Hey.
leave Absalom Station.
Hey, Arnott,
Yes, Mark.
wink.
With that, you feel the ship enter into the drift, that familiar rush, and you blast off, now in the hands of Edge Security, heading towards Horse-Eye Orbital Plate.
Woohoo.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's session, guys.
All right, awesome.
Woo, woo.
Thank you very much, Kyle. That was awesome.
That was a great.
That was a really good session. All right, guys. Well, thanks for sticking through all the way to the end. If you liked this, we do Disastronauts every other Tuesday at 9:30. I know it's terrible that it's so long, but Kyle keeps getting out of the cage we keep him in.
Yeah, he just escapes every single time.
We got to get more bars. They're too far apart. He's able to just cover himself in grease and get through. It's a problem.
It's covered in butter.
Yeah, and then we got to clean all the butter off everything after he gets out.
So much
It's terrible. He gets into the trash in the
butter.
kitchen too. It's awful.
I need my freedom, guys.
Right? Yeah. Well,
You just stop giving him pounds of butter.
yeah, no. What will he eat?
Yeah, right.
So
He's licking
every
the bar.
other Tuesday. We also have more streams. If you enjoyed this, we have streams on Monday and Friday. On Mondays, we do Darning Watch, where I try my hardest to kill Eric and John as they make their way through Paralandia.
He succeeds, and mostly me.
It is, yeah, mostly John.
Twice as often.
At least twice as often, yes. And then on Fridays, we do the misadventures. No one's died, but someone has been turned into a potted plant. So there's that. Yeah, it's both of those begin at 9:30, and then on Tuesdays we do Table 13, which is an advice show for role-playing games and tabletop RPGs of all kinds. So thank you very much for being here and joining us, and we will see you in 2 weeks as we figure out where we're going and who the heck this lady is and what she wants from us. All right, guys, have a good night. Bye.
Bye.